Hello everyone, welcome to AI Tutorials. If you are new to this video series, please subscribe and don't forget to tap the bell icon. Then only you will get notified for each video upload. Till now, we have completed how to handle the CSV, text delimited and Excel files. In this video, we will learn about the JSON file. Even though most of the machine learning or deep learning projects we will get the data as CSV or Excel file, but as a data scientist and for interview purpose we must know how to handle the JSON files also. And these are all the reference links I have used. If you want to learn more about theoretical stuff, you can refer this. The agenda for this video: first we will learn the overview of JSON, that is what is JSON, then its usage and how to implement with proper syntax. Once we are done with that, we will learn how to create the data frame using the raw data and also by directly accessing the JSON file. After creating the data frames, we will learn how to export it. At the end, we will learn how to access the nested dictionary values. This last topic is literally important in terms of interview purpose. In order to understand this particular topic, you must know all the basics. What is JSON? JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. It is a simple text file where the data is written in the JavaScript object notation. Now you may think, why to use this format? So we must know a little bit of history behind that. 10 years back, the data exchange happens between the server and web application using the HTML file. HTML means hypertext markup language. When transfer happens, this HTML will contains the design code, then data. The drawback of this particular design is it is used for static page and file size is large. In order to solve this, they came up with new concept called XML. It's an extensible markup language. Here we will transfer the data alone in the form of XML file. So we no need to worry about design or code, which leads to less file size and also good application performance. But still it is a static page. I think in last 5 years, due to the advancement in the technology, web application development came up with the dynamic page concept. That is, data in the web pages keep on changes. To achieve it, the XML file was replaced by the JSON file. Now it's easy to create the dynamic web pages, and also file size of the data will be very less when compared to the HTML and the XML, which leads to very good performance. That is what mentioned in the use of JSON file. The data transfer happens between the server and web application, and very importantly, this JSON format can be used by any programming language. Application can be developed in any programming language, but the data transfer happens with the help of JSON format. And since it's related to the JavaScript, so it is very easy to use in the JavaScript application like a browser extension and websites. And the fourth point, just for knowledge purpose, it is used for serialization and transmitting the structure over the network connection. So network people will know about this. They also transfer the data with the help of JSON file. And fifth important point is for web services and the API, the JSON format provide public data. Okay, let's consider our own scenario. As a data scientist, we need a lot of data. Some data we will get it from the Kaggle, but there are some data we can directly get from the respective organization. For example, if you want to get the data from the Facebook user, we have Facebook API. And same way for the Twitter, and so many companies are providing that API. Using that API we can able to retrieve the data, and you can see it here. When you request for some data, you will get the response as a JSON format. Hope you understood the importance of a JSON file. That's about theory stuff. When we talk about syntax part, it is similar to dictionary concepts in the Python. If you are continuously watching this video series means we have already completed the Python dictionary. The same concept or syntax we will be using it in the JSON file. It's like a key value pair, and we know if it is a dictionary it will be with the curly braces. Here you can see it's within the curly braces, and each data is separated with the comma. The data will be represented as key and value pair, and very importantly it will accept only the double quotes. If you mention in the single quote it will not accept. And there are some cases a single key contains multiple value. At that time we will use the square bracket, nothing but the array concept. That's what mentioned here. So it's a key value pair and curly braces, and each value will be separated by commas, and a square bracket holds the array. This is how JSON data will be represented. If you want you can visualize this using this URL. Just copy paste this and click on viewer, and you can see this particular syntax will be represented like this. So first a dictionary JSON, then it contains details. Within details we have address and so on. And when you consider the list, each value will have its own index, starts from 0, 1, 2. This is how the JSON file will look like. Let's see practically with few example. So in order to work with pandas and JSON, you have to import the respective package. Import pandas as PD. Then to work with JSON, we have a JSON package. Rather than using this example, this is nested dictionary concept. We will learn initially with simple example. So we have these values: name, employment ID, age and country. In order to work with the coding, how to represent this one as raw data. I am declaring this particular syntax within the triple quote. So when you want to pass the value, you have to pass within the triple quote. Let's print and see the raw data. So it's printing. We'll see the type of the raw data. It is always a good practice. Keep checking the type. So this is a string format. Now in order to work with the JSON, first we have to convert the string to the dictionary format. For that, so JSON dot this loads is used to convert the string to the dictionary data type. I am declaring to a variable called employee details. Now what I am doing is going to print the data. It is saved into the employee details. It is printing. Check the type. When you check the type, it's a dictionary. So the string is changed to the dictionary. This is the first step. Once the dictionary is created, it is very easy to search the value. So we saved everything to the employee details. So using that variable inside the square bracket, you can mention the key. Now I want to find the values of names. If you search for name with single quote, it will display all the values assigned to that key or name, nothing but these values. Same way, now let's try to check for country. So within the square bracket, trying to search for country. So we have 4 values. If I want to access a specific value inside this list means then you have to mention one more value inside the square bracket, mention the index. Maybe let me put 2. 2 means it starts with 0, 1, 2. Just execute, it's UK. So this is how we have to search the value. Now we will learn the data frame creation from the JSON file. So let's declare to a variable df data frame, then pd dot read underscore JSON. Inside this we have to pass the raw data. It will create the data frame. So it created a data frame. Left side its index and column name. Based on this raw data, this data frame is created. Same way, so what I am doing is I am just copy pasting that to a file and saving it as .json file. Now we will learn how to create the data frame from the JSON file. Same example, but I am loading it from the JSON file. So we declare to a variable the file path. Remember, you have to mention .json. So the file path is created. Same like here, you have to give it here also data frame equal to pd dot read underscore JSON. Pass this variable, then print it. Here you are passing it as a raw data. Here you are passing it as a JSON file by mentioning the path. In both the way it will work properly. Only thing you have to give this proper read underscore JSON method. If you want to know about this particular signature, just click here, press shift and tab. It will give what are all the additional arguments we can mention it to this read underscore JSON method. It will be very useful. You have to press shift plus tab. Before exporting to the JSON file, we can also convert back from JSON format to the string format. So what I am doing is I am using dumps method. Same variable employment details is equal to JSON dot dumps and pass the raw data. Now same way, just print this variable and also check the type. The dictionary is converted to the string. This also you must know it. And finally, now we are going to export to the JSON file. So we have created the data frame that we can export with different formats like dot to underscore JSON, additional parameter orient equal to split. So if you plus shift tab, we have an argument called orient. If you mentioned orient equal to split means the output will be separated based on columns, index and data. Let me execute. So see same data. So we have created the data frame. Now it is converted to the JSON file based on its column, 4 columns, index and the data. Under the data key, all the values are saved. This is a one format. So based on our project requirement, we can export it. One more way, df dot to underscore JSON. So within the single quote mentioning the path. Now orient equal to records. If we mention it as a record, this will be saved as a list, and mostly for machine learning and all we need the data in the form of a list. Let me execute. Now you can see the output look like this. So within the list, that is square bracket, all the values has been saved, and here there is no index. Then the last important topic, how to access the nested dictionary values. Here we are declaring this JSON value to an EMP, and you can see this is the first dictionary. So within this we have another dictionary called details. So within the details we have another dictionary called address. So it's like a nested dictionary. If you want to search a particular value, the syntax is little bit different. But in order to do that search thing, first we have to convert this string to the dictionary because it is mentioned in the triple code. Same like above, employee details equal to JSON dot loads and pass this variable, nothing but emp. Printing the variable, it is converted into the dictionary. Now to search the value, so variable name is employee details, within the square bracket we have to mention it. Maybe if I search for name, it will display the Vinodar. Okay, now for example, if I want to search for state, the syntax for that is it falls under the details dictionary. So first we have to search for details, we are getting the output, then inside the details it falls under the address, so mention the address, so it is able to retrieve the value. Inside the address we have to find the state, mention within the square bracket and run it. We are able to retrieve the state value as Tamil Nadu. So if it is a nested dictionary concept, then you have to give the search criteria or filter criteria like this. Within multiple square bracket, you have to properly mention it. If you really think it's a worth content, don't forget to like this video. Hope you got a clear idea about the JSON file. All the coding I have already uploaded to my GitHub. You can download and directly use from this URL. That's the end of this topic. Thanks for watching. Happy learning.